Peace and welcome, family. Welcome back to another one. Peace and power. Listen, today we are getting all into how we are meant to release old energy, call in new blessings, utilizing this fall energy. Okay. I know the fall, what is it called? The autumn equinox happened a while back, but a lot of times we forget about those frequencies and the magic of that time because we get back caught up in just living life and we forget to honor the seasons that we are in. Okay. And so some of the revelations that have been coming through are just so powerful, and it has everything to do with releasing the old in order to welcome the new. Okay. We're going to talk about some herbs, some oils, some rituals, some things that you can do that align with this fall season that will absolutely help you in becoming renewed. You becoming the better, more aligned version of yourself, and not just mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, but also physically. Like that energy actually shows up in your life. All right. Peace and welcome. Happy Thursday. I am so glad to have y'all here. Okay. So, fall is a season of release. It's like the exhale of the earth, is when the winds start to pick up, leaves start to falling down. And this season is really a sacred reminder that letting go is not a loss. Letting go is not loss. And we're seeing this in so many ways. I want to pause and just send so much love, wholeness, and peace to my friends and family who have recently lost actual loved ones, people that they care about, people that they adore. My best friend, Victoria, we actually laid her grandmother to rest this past Saturday. My sister Iman just shared a loss in her family. And so, there have been just so many. And that's normal of this season. That's normal of this time, release and letting go. But it's not a loss. In fact, it's sacred preparation. Every time something or someone is released, it is preparing us for something sacred and divine that we're meant to welcome in. So even in the loss of a family member, there's something that their spirit, that their energy is actually going to bless us with. We gain something. In the Bible, there's a Bible verse that says, death is gain. And so the energy and the essence of fall really reminds us of that as we are watching these leaves essentially die and fall off a tree. But what we understand is that these leaves become nourishment for what's to come. They nourish the soil for everything that is meant to be birthed from that soil. So this energy is so sacred, and it's happening on a physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional level. But what I'm so grateful for, in what God, the divine nature, earth has given us, is that as we are watching and seeing things fall away, as we're seeing transformation and transcendence, the earth gives us things to support us, like herbs and oils and plants and moon cycles and astrological things. I even got some star anise right here. We're going to be talking about this lovely herb. And so even like my good sis Iman, I just messaged you. Oh my God. And then, okay, I got to go into the channel, right? We just lost the amazing artist D'Angelo. And what a gift he is to the world. And every single time a person transitions, it forces us to reflect on their lives. That's just what it is, which is why every year when we have a birthday, when we are remembering our life and our birth and our incarnation into this planet, it also forces us to think about our release from this planet and when that time comes and what we want to give back. Funny enough, in the post that I made yesterday or the day before yesterday on Instagram, I was just like, every single time a birthday comes up, you want to reflect on the legacy that you will actually leave on the earth. Period. So, D'Angelo, right? And my heart goes out to his child because him and Angie Stone shared a child, and then she made her transition in the summer. And now this. Was that the summer or the spring? I just know it was warm. Actually, no, I think it was like March, maybe May. I don't know. Early, where it was still kind of cool. Because I remember Dream and I going out that night when we found out, and I was wearing a sweater similar to this. So it must have been the spring. Spring. You know, spring and fall are like exact, they mirror each other, where there's still a coolness, but there's still some sun. So like we still get some sun in this fall energy, but it's going to get cool. And so that energy, spring and fall is a mirror, and then winter and summer is a mirror where you get very high cold temperatures, and then the opposite summer where you get very high heat, a lot of sun, a lot of moon energy, right? So they're opposites. Fall and spring, which are two of my favorite seasons, right? Even though I honor all of them, are this energy of where we're seeing ourselves let go, but we're also birthing something new. So this transition of D'Angelo and even Brother Panic was around this same time. Actually, I have to send a message to Khadijah because I was thinking about her all night. Like literally, I got to send that message. And so when these things happen, it prepares us for what we are meant to embody. It's the legacy that they left. So like one of the ways that I have honored the spirit of D'Angelo is by posting a picture of Dream and I together, embodying that neo soul genre, embodying the essence of how does it feel, embodying the essence of brown sugar, which we're going to talk about brown sugar because ladies, you are the brown sugar. And brown sugar is so prevalent in the fall season with your pecan pie and your for Thanksgiving, right? And your sweet potatoes. I mean, listen, you are the brown sugar. So D'Angelo leaving in this fall season is further alignment of this sacred essence that we are so used to engaging with. Fall energy is like black love energy. Is you seeing a black, you want to know what it makes us think of? It makes us think of Love. It makes us think of Love Jones. The coats on, right? The boots, that type of energy. And so in order for us to really embody that and realize that and embrace that, there's some surrendering and letting go that has to happen. And it's such a beautiful thing. And what I really want to say is that the fall season is about purpose activation spiritually. The fall season is when you start to realize what's going to really keep you warm at night. You start to reflect on what really matters. Because when it's summer, we outside, we having fun. Summer is a very glamorous season. Summer is like the glamour, okay? It's the bathing suits, the bikinis, it's we outside, it's we taking shots, it's we living it up, it's we are working on our summer bodies, right? Or we're trying to maintain that summer body. It's that energy, very glamour. Fall energy is very, okay, purpose driven. We're getting towards the end of the year. It's like, okay, it's getting real. What have I done for myself? right? But on a deeper level, it's an activation of what you've already known. So my good sis Iman, I'm going to use this moment to really speak to you because I told you to come on here, right? When you shared that you had experienced a loss so close, right? My first mind went to Iman. 3 years ago, I don't know how many years ago, but multiple years ago, had to be like 3 years ago, we talked about you venturing into the work of being a death doula, helping people to manage that transition as you've been a birth doula, helping people to divinely welcome in life. And now the opposite side of that pole is supporting people to healthily surrender life, right? And continue life on another realm. So immediately when that came through, that was the message that was revealed to me to share to you. This is your opportunity to practice your magic. This is your opportunity to practice an aspect of your purpose. The fall energy activates that. This just happened to me the other day. I went to my best friend's service, my best friend's grandmother's service. Beautiful service. And of course, I'm an energy reader, so I'm picking up on so many different things. I'm picking up on her grandmother's energy in the service. And I'm talking to her grandmother, and I'm like, yeah, this something's happening that's not in alignment with your actual energy. We got to shift this. And so, crazy enough, my mother had got on the stage and gave a speech at the, you know how they do where you come up and you give some words. My mother has always been a person that is going to pour into people, speak words into people. She's always going to speak for the dead. She always has done that, right? So she goes up there and she gives a speech and she talks about how my best friend's grandmother, I'm going to say her name, Carolyn. She talks about how Carolyn was so inspiring, right? And how she was going to keep it real and tell you the truth. She was going to put some fire under your ass. My mother is up there and just saying, like, she was going to tell you when you was in like an ain't shit relationship and you need to just get out of that relationship or do something different. She was going to tell you how you had to boss up and be that girl and take care of business. So my mother gives that whole speech at her funeral. And so when my mother comes and sits down after the speech, shortly after, the preacher stands up there and he starts to give his word. But his word is so heavy. And Miss Carolyn was never heavy. She always packed light. She always packed light. She was fun. She was powerful. She was going to speak real shit, but she was going to give it in a humorous way. And so I'm engaging with her energy and I'm like, this is not your energy. So like something needs to shift in here. And I just started like really, because I could feel my best friend Victoria's energy being like, he ain't really hitting it the way it needs to be hit. Shortly after I had those thoughts, he repeated something that my mama said and which made the whole place laugh. Made the whole church laugh after he repeated something that my mother said. Right? So continuing in the service, at the end, this grandmother comes up to me and she says to me, I watch some of your videos. You really be inspiring me and lifting me up. And she's holding my hands and she's saying it so like she's really wanting me to feel something, right? That energy was activated even deeper right now for me to know, okay, one, I be reading people's energy spiritually, talking to people's ancestors, right? But two, my voice matters, right? So we have fall season really amplifies your purpose. It really turns you on. It reminds you like, oh, you have work to do here. It's about releasing what is heavy in the fall. Whatever is stopping you from showing up in that purpose, the fall season is like, release that now. Let it go now. The fall season is about gathering all the things that you hold as divine and sacred to you. collecting those things so that when we go into the winter season, you're prepared, right? Because we know a lot of people experience SADS, right? That seasonal depression. When you are when you've gathered the things that are divine, when you understand what is important, which is why the Thanksgiving holiday is so sacred, because you get together with the people that you love, you look around and you say, wow, this is what's important. And anything that is outside of that, you're like, it don't even matter. Okay, D'Angelo coming through, nothing even matters. Now the skies come forth, not even if my boss should call. The world, it seems so very small, 'cause nothing even matters at all. Hey, what? Okay, we're going to play a little bit of that. Unless y'all were okay with my rendition, right? My semi, like my alto, low alto, I don't know. Y'all let me know. Is it given? Because I am, sipping on some tea, taking some oil of oregano, fighting a little the sniffles, because that's fall season energy too. Okay. Y'all let me know if my rendition of Nothing Even Matters was on point. Okay. But I'm telling you, the essence of fall is like nothing even matters. Nothing even. Ah, my God. Let's play a little bit of it. Let's play a little bit of it. It's all good. I'm going to play a little bit of it in honor of D'Angelo, which Dream and I were researching. And it turns out that Nothing Even Matters is his Look, why would I put in nothing? The first thing, Nothing Even Matters. Everybody is going to go listen to it right now. Like, everybody is going to go and listen to that song right now. I'm going to try to play. My rendition is beautiful. Thank you, guys. It feels a little bit, I want to do karaoke, but it feels a little bit, well, right now, especially because, like I said, I'm like taking some oil of oregano for the sniffles, but my voice has changed. My voice has changed over the past few months, but it's still so beautiful, right? Which I was a little bit concerned about, because I was like, my voice changing, literally the sound and the texture of my voice has changed. Maybe it happened by way of trauma, but I'm also saying thank you, God, for this new voice, for this new perspective, for this new sound, for this new velvety energy. Thank you, God, for it, because everything serves your highest good, right? Like I first got hoarse when I was in volleyball season last year, coaching and so my voice has changed. And I'm just like, God, I know that this serves me. There was a part of me that was like afraid, like, God, did I just really ruin my voice? And I was like, no, God, you wouldn't make me ruin my voice, right? My voice just has to change. And so sometimes when I find myself singing, I'm still getting used to the new tone and getting used to the new texture and, redefining how that is going to come out of me. So, but it's beautiful and I love it. And so, yeah, thank y'all for that reassurance. Let's listen to this song a little bit, because just to give him some love, but also just because it just so perfectly aligned with what I'm sharing with you right now. Ooh. Wow. As we listen to this song, I want y'all to really feel the words. That's why I put the lyrics video on. Really feel into it, because like this is it. This is the fall season. Nothing matters but that love, that depth, that purpose.
Now the skies could fall, not even if my boss should call. The world, it seems so very small, 'cause nothing even matters at all. Seem nothing even matters. Seem nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all.
Your love makes me feel 10 feet tall. Without it, I go through withdrawal. Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters.
These buildings could drift out to sea. Some natural catastrophe. Still, there's no place I'd rather
Sing
be.
it, Lauren.
Cause nothing even matters to me. See, nothing even matters. See, nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters
my
to
identity.
me.
I sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously.
Look at you. Wait.
Cause nothing even matters.
Wait. Oh my God. Okay. I hope we can be giddy with each other, okay? Because when I hear things like this, it makes me giddy. My spirit activates and comes alive. Like this man says, you're part of my identity. I sometimes have the tendency, what? To look at you religiously. What? So, all right. See, that's a whole nother level of love and embodiment, right? You're part of my identity. I sometimes have the tendency to look at you religiously, babe. What? So for him to sing that, but to even put that into words, you're part of my identity. This is crazy. So earlier today, this morning, before I was getting ready to come live on here, I was 10:33, that's sacred. I was taking a shower and I was just thinking about like, okay, what do I really want to give the family today? What do I really want to say? And as I was doing that, reflecting on that, I was just thinking about how much I've grown and changed over the years and how much I've developed more and more and more into this version of myself that I'm really proud to be and that I really love being. And when I was like, well, God, well, how did I get here? What have I done? Right? I thought about Dream. And I was like, oh my God, he is a very pivotal and real part of my growth and transformation. So when I hear D'Angelo say, you're part of my identity, I sometimes have the tendency to look at you religiously. I'm like, that's real as fuck. Because when I look at him and I look at the level of healing and transformation I've been able to do through our relationship and through our reflection, like this man is God, as am I, right? And so I didn't even know the level of connection that I was making when I had posted the picture of me and Dream, and as that being the epitome of brown sugar and nothing even matters, right? But it's more and more coming into fruition now. Even Lauren, the first line, she says, now the skies could fall. I totally forgot that she said the skies could fall. And what am I talking about right now? How to release old energy and call in new blessings this fall. So it's about gathering what's divine, grounding into love, and aligning with your God, goddess nature. That's what this energy is. It's how do you align with your God, goddess nature? How do you release what's heavy? And so it's so divine because as women, we carry the codes of the seasons. And listen, don't worry, ladies. Y'all remember, in the Sacred Sister Circle, we did a year of work. And I was focused on or How I determined what we would discuss, what we would talk about, what we would work on was based off the seasons. And I did it that way because I know that within us as women are those codes, right? Through our womb, our connection to source, and through the reflection of the earth, we literally have everything we need. As a woman, when we tune in, we have these codes. So aligning with the season, aligning your spiritual practices with the seasons is the thing that opens you up to your greatest greatness, right? And so it's a time to really turn inward, to realign, to reflect, number one, to reflect, to realign, and to reawaken, right? And so listen, uh, even right now for me, since the fall equinox, right, I've been very intentional about using my herbs and using my oils. So ladies, here's what I want you to do. First things first, start getting those aromas circulating in your home. It is going to help you. It is going to open you up to a whole nother level of aha, right? It's going to give you divine download. So for example, if we know, let me stop this share. All right. So for example, if we know cinnamon is expansion, and we know cinnamon speeds up manifestation, if we know cinnamon is a fiery spice, obviously, if we know cinnamon has that energy and we're needing to embody more of that, and we know cinnamon is a fall herb, right? Hence the cinnamon broomsticks, you need to be dropping some cinnamon oil into your diffuser, right? You need to get that cinnamon broomstick and literally wave it around your house, or even just spend time smelling it, or get some cinnamon sticks, boil them up, right? Boil them in a pot and let that aroma diffuse in your home, right? Because what will end up happening is that these aromas will start to awaken certain neural pathways in your brain, certain psychic things that you need to know to give you understanding on how to move. So boom, right when we had the autumn equinox, immediately I start putting cinnamon, star anise, clove into all of my diffusers, right? I even bought I even went and bought an essential oil blend that is a chai smell, which has the cardamom, the cinnamon, all of the ginger, which has all of those things, just so I can keep that frequency going around in my home, right? So I put those things in our diffuser, in every diffuser that we have, and just let that energy, let those aromas kind of radiate. Another thing that I did on the equinox, I had took my cleaning rag and I just dropped some of the oils on my rag. And after I cleaned off the counters and did all the things, I went and just rubbed the oils on all of our countertops. Divine. And so when you walk in the kitchen, or you walk in the bedroom, or you walk in the bathroom, this is what you're smelling. When I tell y'all, my business acumen and my business mindset has shifted like crazy. So here's what I mean. I already know I have the magic, right? You already know that you have the magic. You already know that you have this power, this understanding. But like myself, so many of you did not have the acumen, the strategy, the plan to actually allow your purpose, your vision, your gifts to actually generate money consistently, right? This was me. I was just showing up on YouTube, maybe a sell a class here, sell a class there, but didn't really have things in place for people to consistently be able to work with me, right? Listen, I would barely tell y'all, okay, do one-on-one coaching, or barely tell you about readings unless I'm doing a specific type of reading, or barely tell you about getting consultations. Like, I would just not be talking about it, not doing it, right? And so after I started tapping in with this fall energy, doing my cinnamon oil, my clove, and all of that stuff, literally my brain just turned on all new levels of being, where spirit was like, okay, Desiree, you got to get out of just being in the feminine. just doing a being in the magic. That's not enough. I had to put some structures in place. And so after doing this, Spirit said, okay, D-Ray, you need to create a low ticket offer that people can just get without even thinking randomly. That you still get to operate in your purpose, but it really gets to serve them. Something inexpensive, something that really would support them in whatever time they may be having. Boom, Spirit gave me the 1-card readings. Why had that never come into my brain? Right? Think about that. I've been doing detailed readings for years, but up until now, I hadn't had the revelation to put on my website a 1-card reading where I can tap in, pick specific cards based off of the question that they have, give them a very detailed, clear answer, and support them. That part of my business acumen, it was like my brain couldn't even see it. And it's something so simple. But right after I tapped into that fall energy, it started coming online. I was like, oh, okay. Like I already know the next class that I need to teach. I already know what it's going to be just based off of me aligning with the fall energy. I mean, I'm not sipping from this cup for no reason, right? Happy fall, y'all. I'm not sipping from this cup for no reason. What I'm doing is making a ritual of my life. Come on, camera. I'm ritualizing every aspect of my life. Sorry, y'all. Let me fix my computer over here. I'm ritualizing every aspect of my life to support the energy and the essence that the divine is asking of me in this moment. Got it? So you light your fall candles. You go. Now listen. Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all eat things with like pumpkin and stuff? Now that's not my thing. I'll eat some pumpkin seeds, but like a pumpkin pie or a pumpkin latte, it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. I'm more of a sweet potato girl. What about y'all? I'm more of a sweet potato girl. All right. So going back to my story about literally turning on my business acumen, when I tell y'all, Spirit has been testing me in my leadership. Spirit has literally been testing me in my leadership. I make pumpkin rice. I've never heard of that before, right? Spirit has definitely been testing me in my leadership and really like stretching me, right? Really stretching me. Now, I'll do a pumpkin candle. I have a pumpkin candle already that I'm using. I'll do a pumpkin candle, but eating it is what I'm talking about. Like I just haven't really done the eating thing. Okay, so this fall season, y'all, is filled with so many activations. It's so much transformation that can happen for you right now. Transformation that is absolutely 100% aligned with your purpose. And so if you would use the herbs, if you would do the things, if you would do the rituals, you will actually manifest actually faster, and you will receive the downloads, and things will turn on in your being on a whole deeper level. Okay. So another thing that I've been doing just like crazy is my incense. Specifically, I've been using incense like cinnamon incense, of course, sandalwood, very earthy smells and tones, my incense, right? And so whenever I take a bath, that's what I'm using. When you take your spiritual baths, you want to make sure that your aroma, you want to make sure that the oils that you put in your bath, the herbs that you place in your bath, you want to make sure that they are in alignment with the energy that you're trying to embody, right? Now be careful with anything spicy like cinnamon. Like I don't put cinnamon in my bath, right? Just because it's too fiery, too hot. Okay. So y'all, I was telling this to the Softness Embodied Ladies course. I had a visitor join me in the bathtub, right? I had a visitor join me in the bathtub, a spirit a messenger joined me in the tub. So just this past Saturday, I was about to have my best friend's grandmother's service. I was about to have, yes, calendula is perfect. I was going to be teaching the softness and body course, and I was going to be celebrating my birthday, right? And so I was like, okay, it's early in the morning. The first thing I'm going to do is take a bath. I needed to take a bath because I needed to decompress. My mind was actually just everywhere because I was thinking about everything that I had to do to show up in this day, to show up as a best friend, to show up as a teacher, a coach, a guide, a leader, and then to show up as just Desiree, wanting to be her best self, right? And so I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and get in the tub. Let me take a bath, right? And so I get in the tub and I'm relaxing. I'm kicked back. Actually, what I do is I put in some of our sweet blend. We got this Sweet Dreams blend that has like just sweet aromas like vanilla and lavender and things like that, some sage. I put this blend in the tub. Cool. I'm in the tub relaxing. I look up and there's a lizard in the tub with me. You heard me correctly. You heard me correctly. A whole baby lizard in the tub with me. How this happened, y'all, I don't know. I absolutely don't know, right? But I jump out the tub. Yes, I jump out the tub and I call my kids because they're all in the living room. I'm like, bring me a bowl with a top. Bring me a container. Bring me a container. So they run. They run in. They bring me a container. I'm their naked mom. Jumped out the tub, scared. I'm about to get this dick for y'all. Right? So they bring me the container. I put the container in the tub and I scoop the lizard out and I put a top on the lizard and I just sit it to the side. I'm like, listen, I don't even have time to entertain what this is, right? I got this long day ahead of me. I have work to do. I can't even, like, God, you're just going to have to give me the messages, right? You're just going to have to tell me what the hell this is about, right? So I capture the lizard. I put it in the thing and I take my bath. I'm like, okay, I had a visitor and look, lizard right here. I take my bath. And so when I get out the bath is when spirit starts to kind of tell me why this is happening. When I did the 8/8 portal readings, I pulled an animal spirit card for everybody to talk about purpose, right? To talk about what is their purpose? What is their gift? What is that thing that they could just do? And so when I did the reading for myself, I got this lizard card. When I did the reading for myself, I got the lizard card. And it says, lizard, regeneration. It says, as a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens. Come on, camera. Hold on. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are the master of regeneration. I was like, got it. So when the lizard came in the tub, I remembered that I had this reading. I remembered that there was one time Dream and I were sitting in the backyard. This happened about 3 weeks ago. A lizard literally jumps on my chair and climbs up the side of my chair while I'm sitting right there. It didn't give a damn. And then when I released the lizard this past Saturday, my kids, because I opened the container. I had to go because I had to make it to the funeral, right? I opened the container. I just told everybody, I said, just let it go. Let it leave out whenever it wants to leave out. Like, don't like try to force it out of the container. My kids say they just sat there and watched it. When the lizard came out of the bowl, they said it nuzzled itself into the earth. They literally said it grounded itself into the earth. Now, I've never seen anything like that. But that's what my kids told me would happen. So why am I telling you that whole story? I'm telling you that because we are all in a season of regeneration and healing. But the only way that you are able to embody that is, one, you got to be willing to release the old energy. See, with the lizard, when that tail gets injured, it cuts it off. It surrenders it. It lets it go. Because it understands it will regenerate a new one. Something better, a new blessing is ready to come in. And so the fall season is like, let go so that you can be regenerated, transformed, and turned into something better, more powerful, right? And so when we use different herbs, different scents, different things that align with the fall energy, we are supporting that regeneration. We are supporting that transformation. You have to know that what you let go of will make space for something better. So for me, even when the 8/8 portal happened, even when the fall equinox happened, y'all remember this. I came on here and I was like, you know what? I got to do better in business. I got like I'm creating structure, right? And at first I was kind of just putting it out there, just like, okay, spirit, this is what I'm working on. And I always share with y'all what I'm working on. Do y'all know, since we've been in the full swing of the fall season, everything has been easier? What I thought was going to be challenging, what I thought was going to be hard, what I thought was going to push me or stretch me, my nervous system was like, okay, this is where we're going. Let's go. Y'all remember just maybe a month ago, I was coming on here 10, maybe I may have the video scheduled for 10:10. I probably wouldn't get on to like 10:15 or 10:20. Right? But my spirit said, regenerate, Desiree, let go. So when I decided, okay, spirit, I'm going to show up better. I'm going to do the things, right? I'm going to actually live in the embodiment. Even today, I was upstairs on this computer by 9:40. Live stream wasn't meant to start until 10:10. And we started at that time. I've gotten better. I've became anew, right? And so this is where we're at right now as a family, as a people, as a collective consciousness, right? I already gave y'all some rituals a few weeks ago when we were talking about, embodying that softness energy. This is the softness. The softness that you desire is your ability to tune into the messages of spirit and shift your actions, shift what you're doing, align with what is present, right? Align with where you are, align with where you're being asked to go. The earth really, we're mirroring the earth. If we're seeing the earth shedding, releasing leaves, if we're seeing that, what are we supposed to be doing? And the beautiful thing is that when you do this, when you honor the release, when you slow down, when you tune in, oh my God, your blessings and manifestations are going to come through. So for example, God, Dream and I have done so many rituals pertaining to, this energy. So beautiful. So beautiful. I remember one time when we were about to move into our new house. Oh, wow. Spirit just gave me a whole nother download. But some of the things that Dream and I would do, family, you got to get very serious about how you are living on a day-to-day. One of the things that we did in order to manifest this house that we are in is we would take a bath together with herbs. Right? And we were so crazy. We would like sprinkle herbs in the tub, sprinkle herbs all around the tub. It would make a mess, right? It would make a mess, but it was worth it. And we would sit in those herbs that were aligned with manifestation, and we would literally say our mantras, right? Dream, we big, right? So Dream is 6'4". I'm 5'11", 6 feet, right? Doesn't matter. And our long legs in the small tub, we did not fit. We did not fit, right? But we made it work. We did the work, right? And so she said, yes, season that bath. Girl, we seasoned that bath with some herbs, little sprinkle. Oh shit, now I'm channeling damn Shira the Star Goddess, right? So we get in that tub with those herbs and we say those mantras. I vividly remember us doing our Lakshmi mantras. Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, right? So you do these things, you do these rituals, and they manifest and they create, especially when they're aligned, especially when they're aligned with the energy, right? We literally manifested this house by getting in the tub together while we were living in an apartment, period. And doing the work, putting ourselves in the frequency, and then letting spirit guide our actions from then, right? Even right now, a ritual that I just did for the fall season, which is something that I want y'all to do, get y'all some star anise. All right, get y'all some star anise. Let me show y'all this beautiful, beautiful herb. Let me show y'all how beautiful this is and why you need to work with this. Look at this. Look at this beautiful. Like, this is given to us from, it almost looks like a cannabis leaf, right? That's how you know it should be sacred. Why are we playing with God like that? Why are we playing with God like that? Y'all, look at, wait. Listen. You can't tell me this don't, first of all, it's a star. It's a star. It's a flower. It's a cannabis leaf. It's all the things. It's you. You are a star. Right? You are a star. Why wouldn't you use this in your rituals to amplify you? Right? And so the thing about star anise is a very psychic and intuitive herb, right? Star anise is a herb that gives you faith in the unseen. And that's why, man, come on. That's why when we came into the equinox, fall equinox, I used star anise oil in my diffuser. Because I was like, okay, God, I know I'm being called to greater. And I know that there's something I need to do. I know that there's work that I need to do. I have faith in the unseen naturally, but of course, when you add this star anise, now we're amplifying that energy, right? We're amplifying that psychic ability to tune into the spirit. When I tell you, spirit started giving me so many downloads, it's like my business mind has turned on so much, and it's so divinely aligned because out of nowhere, as my business mind turned on, I now have a brand new coaching client that wants to focus on spiritual business. At one point, I would have thought to myself, am I qualified for that? I don't know. But it was just like right on time, spirit just starts giving me all of these things that has truly been making the difference in how I'm showing up across the board. I've leveled up. I've ascended and transcended through the support of this beautiful herb, star anise. Literally. Like, you literally cannot make this stuff up. You have to use the tools that God has given you that are aligned with the space and time we are in. Star anise is an expansion herb. Hence, the herbs say a lot about their shapes, say a lot about them. I can go into a whole science on all of this, but we look at, there's a little dot there in the middle, and then you see all of these little points sprouting from it. That's expansion. That is expansion in itself, being centered, and then from you, all of these things expanding outward. Right? So a quick ritual that I did with star anise, very easy. Very, very easy. I just sprinkled, star anise is an air element, right? So I just sprinkled some star anise in front of my front door on both sides of my front door, right? Welcoming in the blessings of my higher self, welcoming in expansion. Star anise is also a protection herb, right? So these little things like this make the difference. And so we got to use these herbs. We got to use these oils. We got to use what we have to support us. Here's another thing that is very, very important right now, right? You need some sort of spiritual cologne, like a Ganesha spray, right? Like a Ganesha spray or like a Florida water, something like that, right? Especially in these times right now where we're letting things fall away. Here's why. Because other people are also letting go of their shit. Other people are also purging. Other people are also releasing their energy. And energy cannot be created nor destroyed. And so sometimes you're walking into spaces and picking up on other people's energy. And now their energy is becoming a part of your thought process, your identity, your belief system, battles that you are having to face. All because you are engaging with this person, all because you are around this person. So when you have something like the Ganesha spray or something that can help you to be able to quickly spray to release that energy, that is super essential. When I went to my best friend's grandmother's service, we have multiple sprays. When I went to my best friend's grandmother's service, a lot of energy in there, just a lot of energy from different types of people. You know, everybody that's in the family is not walking in love and light, right? There was this guy there who I could clearly tell was off, like was somewhere else, right? And I'm not even just talking about like something where you could look at a person and see that something is different from like a perspective of being neurodivergent or maybe on the spectrum or things like that. I'm talking about something else. This person was carrying something else. They literally came into the funeral with a t-shirt on, basketball shorts, and some slides. Walked in the funeral, sat down, walked out, walked back in, just moving. Okay, something's not right here. And so when I came out of that funeral and I got in my car, hey, I had to spray because I don't need anything that is not mine interfering with my magic and my manifestation and my transformation that is happening right now. I'm focusing on nourishing my own energy, right? I'm focusing on releasing the things that I need to let go of in order for me to be who I'm called to be, right? Not anything else. And so here's the thing too about like cinnamon. A lot of times people are thinking you have to wait till the beginning of the month to use your herbs. Stop waiting. That's another thing. Stop waiting. It's like you're waiting on someone or something to come in and convince you to do the things. The rituals and the practices that you do should be based off of how you want to feel and what it is you're trying to manifest. So like this happened the other day. I told you we already have some pumpkin. I have a beautiful orange pumpkin candle. And you know, the colors of fall are orange, yellow, burgundies, browns, things like that. And so I went in the bedroom and I lit that candle in our bedroom, right? And then I also turned on the diffuser, had some like vanilla, lavender, that chai fragrance in it. And then I also turned on the pink Himalayan salt lamp, but not too high, just the perfect. So you got the light from the flame, you got the light from the pink Himalayan salt lamp, and then our curtains are blackout curtains. Like, so you got this beautiful orange, cozy fall look in the room as far as the lighting, but then you also have the smell of pumpkin. Oh my God, and it was getting too sexy. Okay, I'm gonna share this with y'all. Because I said one of the things that I also wanted to give the ladies is some loving, some sensuality, right? Because if we go back to thinking about the brown sugar, ladies, you are the brown sugar. You are the sweetness to life. You really are. And so, like, I was like, okay, I'm about to be this man's brown sugar. I'm about to be his chai latte, his chai tea latte with almond milk, right? And if y'all haven't heard Akeem Ali, his song "Good Looking Adjectives," he said a part on there. This, what the hell did he say? Cocoa Butter and Cinnamon. Do y'all know that song? Good Looking Adjectives, Akeem Ali. If y'all don't, y'all need to. That song is literally a mantra. That song is literally a download to make you feel good about yourself. He said, baby, I'm beautiful, handsome, pretty, fantastic, awesome, astonishing, awesome, amazing. Don't you know? Hey, don't you know? Don't you know it? Oh my God. He says, my skin tone is rich and pretty. I'm guapo. I look like well done. I look like good job. I look like bravo. This perfection in the flesh is the epitome of God image. I use my face as an active resume and get jobs with it. That man went off. He said, okay, here he goes. So let me cordially report that I'm adorable. Insert another synonym. I look delightful. Scratch that. I'm 10 of them. I smell like warm vanilla, cocoa butter, shea, and cinnamon. I smell like warm vanilla, cocoa butter, shea, and cinnamon. I look dazzling. I'm delectable. I look delicate. If you're not saying this about yourself, ladies, and if you are not cultivating a space for you to be that, what are you doing, sis? So just the other day, I lit that candle, turned on the pink Himalayan salt lamp, and I played music in Dream and I's bedroom. I played music in there while nobody was in there. Nobody. And then I came to him. I don't know what we were doing, but I was like, babe, come look at the room. Come see what the room looked like. It's a vibe. And right, I'm not even thinking about like a sexy time or anything like that. I'm just saying like, this is a fall divine vibe. He came in that room. He was just like, damn, okay, I'm liking this. He said, man, when Kai gonna be going to sleep? When Kai gonna be taking a nap? And you know how that went, right? So when we use these herbs and these oils, we are setting a tone. We are creating an energy. But more importantly, when we look at the essence of the season that we are in, right? Because we have a personal season, but then there's also the season of the earth, right? There's the cosmic season. And this cosmic season is about release in order to regenerate, right? It's about letting go of certain habits, certain actions, certain words. And you can use herbs, oils, candles, scents. These things are going to give you the aha moment, which will absolutely change your reality when you take action on it. Right? After Dream and I had our little midday fall rendezvous, I was able to go coach volleyball. I had to deal with some real leadership shit. Like I told y'all, ever since the fall season, Spirit has really been testing me with my leadership, right? And I can only attribute that to having to lead this wonderful multi-million-dollar business that I'm creating. I have to be a better leader, right? And so Dream and I had our little midday rendezvous with our pumpkin spice aroma and all of the things. And I ended up having to go to where I'm a contractor coordinator. And I had to have a difficult conversation with a young lady. Mind you, 2 weeks prior, I had to talk to this young lady another time. And she made this joke where she was like, Yeah, Desiree, you the boss lady. Go ahead and sit right there, right? I had to call her into the office because she had made a kid cry. Let me just tell you the story. I had to call her into the office because she made the kid cry. And I had to kind of figure out what happened and get an understanding. And when we walked in, she had made this joke saying, yeah, Desiree, you sit in, it was a chair that kind of looked like a business boss chair or whatever. She was like, yeah, Desiree, you sit there since you the boss lady. And I made a joke and I was like, girl, don't do that, right? I'm not your boss lady. I'm not whatever. I kind of downplayed my role in leadership. And then so the guy who actually owns the place, he said to me, said, Desiree, it's not a joke when she's saying you her boss. You are her boss. That's not something to laugh at. She needs to know that. He said that to me. I was like, ooh, okay, I feel you. I got you, whatever. Then a few days later, Dream and I having a conversation, and he's telling me, come on, babe, you got to be that boss bitch, whatever. You know, we're having that conversation. And I'm just totally not resonating with that frequency, right? Really, because I feel like I'm kind of a step ahead of like the boss babe, boss bitch, boss kind of energy, because that energy feels kind of hard to me. And I like softness, right? And so I'm really like jumping over that boss energy to just abundant, because boss energy feels like you got to work, feels hard, right? And so I really just wasn't resonating with the words. But after this experience with Dream and I had to go in with that energy as a boss, but from the way that I want to do it. And so I had to have another conversation with the young lady where, without any emotion, without any fear, without any hesitation, I had to tell this young lady, this is your final straw. This is the final time that I'm talking to you. The next conversation we're having is going to be the conversation of your termination. Right? That's not something that I wanted to do, especially because this is a young Black girl and she actually has a magic to her, but her trauma has stopped her from being able to live in the light. The energy that she projects is very hard, is very tense, it's fight or flight. But I truly feel like the ritual that Dream and I did before I had to go and have that conversation really helped me to settle into this frequency of, I am a boss, babe. Right? Not just here at this establishment, but in life. And so it's things like that. It's intentional things that we do that awaken us. Here's the connection, right? Me and Dream being able to love on each other and engage with each other and embrace each other in the middle of the day, that's some boss shit. And that was the aha moment that God had given me in the moment while we were doing it, which is what made it a ritual. Y'all let me know if you're following me right now. Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. At first, I was just setting the tone, fall energy. And this is something that women do all the time. Women, we do this all the time. When the seasons change, we bring in new things. So when the spring comes, my house is going to smell like flowers. I'm going to bring in more vibrant flowers. Like right now in the fall, the flower that I have in my kitchen right now, it's a burgundy color. But when the spring comes, I'm going to bring in pinks and yellows and purples and all the things. So we as women, we do this naturally, where we start to align our home, adorn. Look at my lip color, fall. This isn't a bright pink, right? We start to adorn ourselves for the season. So we're already doing it. What I'm telling you is to spiritualize it. What I'm telling you is to give it meaning. Don't say that you're doing this just for the aesthetic of it, right? I'm not drinking out of this fall cup just because it's cute. Right? So I set the tone with the fall energy in our bedroom. But when Dream came in and we started talking and we started hugging and we started building, I was like, oh, this is a ritual. Me setting this fall tone, me putting the clove oil in the star anise in the diffuser, that awakened something inside of us. And so Spirit was like, this is some bossy energy. This is some that girl energy, because most people in the middle of the day are at work. That's just the reality. Most people are at their 9 to 5. They're sitting, they may be fantasizing, they may be thinking about how they want to make some love, but they can't do it because where they are. So I had to look at myself and say, Desiree, wait, you are already in that frequency. Why are you denying what is already present? So I had to let go of that old energy. I had to let go of that fear of being in control of things, right? And I guess I had a revelation while Dream and I were in that moment where a part of the fear with me being this boss energy, which I gotta have anyways, because I gotta run a business, right? I got classes to teach, I got women to see, I gotta stand, I got coach. I'm already doing it, but I gotta do, So it's like a part of that fear of being that was because my mother has always been a boss bitch, right? Even if she wasn't the supervisor at a place, she was always like telling people what to do. Hell, at my brunch this past Sunday, I had to tell my mama, you don't got to tell everybody what to do, girl. Relax. But I grew up with her telling people what to do. And so that always made me uncomfortable. I've always just been like, I don't want to be person telling people what to do, controlling people, dictating people, da, 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 da. And it's a double-edged sword. If you were in the softness and body class, we talked about this, right? But I don't be wanting to tell people what to do based off of seeing my mama jump down people's throats. And I had to have that realization, like, Desiree, you're already it. You do got to tell people what to do. You do have to, like, you are literally being paid from a company to tell people what to do. So I had to let go of this mindset that being in that level of leadership and that level of power is scary. Even with the conversation I had last night, telling a young lady, this is the last conversation. If we have to have it again, you're not working here anymore, right? So I was thinking, I was like, well, Desiree, you may end up having to do that in your business one day. Get used to it. Don't you want to grow your business to a certain extent where you have people working for you? If a person is not showing up in the way that you need to show up, you need them to show up. If a person is not providing the service in the way that you've designed the service to be provided to best serve your customer, you got to let them go. I'm saying all of this to say, use this energy right now to let go of the fear, the anxiety, the nervousness, the hesitation to be who you were called to be. Get over it. The fall season is that. The fall season is letting go of anything that is stopping you from embodying your purpose more fully. And you guys may be thinking, well, Desiree, I'm not in the same situation as you exactly. No, you're not in the same exact situation as me exactly. But I'm pretty sure you can connect some dots. There may be some aspects in your relationship that you need to let go of in order for you to experience love at the level that you're desiring to experience it. There may be some habits within your personal self, within your being, that you know that you need to surrender, that are not in alignment with who the divine is already showing you you're meant to be, right? Like, I'm up here now 45 minutes before my live stream, working, being, embodying, allowing, showing up. Listen, let me know if y'all have any questions. I see a question in the comments. I'm going to answer it real quick. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Put that in. If you have any questions about this topic or any rituals or practices that you could do, I'm more than willing to help and to give you some support Some great herbs right now: cinnamon, clove, star anise. And also, y'all, use what you have. Use what you have at home. Sometimes y'all be like, "Oh, I gotta buy all of this stuff." No, you're saying you want to buy all of that stuff because that's you taking up time to getting distracted. I will say you do need to book the Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. It's just good to put your hands on stuff. It's just good to feel the stuff. You also want to be tapping in with some sage. Y'all know sage. We put sage, thyme, rosemary. All the things that you cook with are your spiritual tools. When your mama or you making some dressing or some stuffing, as some of y'all call it, yeah, those herbs. Let's go to clove. So good. It says clove is masculine, the planet Jupiter, fire energy, and it is for protection, exorcism, love, and money. Clove is used to purify your area, right? So, if you are like, okay, why am I having blocks in my relationship or blocks in my money? If that's something that you're experiencing right now, you need to put some clove oil in there. Burn some clove, boil some cloves. Something that I'm actually going to do today is today or this weekend, one of these days, maybe today because I got some time today, is I'm going to boil some star anise, and put some vanilla in there, and just let that aroma go in. But after the aroma goes around, I'm actually going to pour it into a spray bottle, and then I'm going to go around my house, for however long I have it, and just spray around my house those fragrances, okay? That energy. So clove. Good. You want to use cloves for protection, exorcism, love, money. People burn cloves like crazy. Burning cloves is one of the easiest things that I see people do. Or some clove tea as well is good. I want to go now to also star anise. Is there an herb that any of y'all are interested in? If you don't have the book, I can look it up for you. Sage. Y'all already know sage, right? Y'all already know sage, so probably want to do sage. Make sure that before you do any of these rituals and things like that, that you do cleanse and clear the energy in your house, whether it's with some sage or some Palo Santo. So like when I did my front door ritual yesterday, I saged it first, then I put my star anise in the corners. So you want to make sure that you do things like that. Why am I not seeing star anise in here? Oh, there it is. So star anise, Jupiter, air, masculine, is for psychic powers and luck. And I'm telling y'all, as I've been using this star anise, like all of my psychic powers have just been, like, I've just been owning it more, just been going crazy. Look, the book is blending in with the green screen. That's crazy. So star anise, the seeds are burned as an incense to increase psychic powers, are also worn as beads for the same purpose. Sometimes star anise is placed on the altar to give it power. One is placed on each of the four corners as it is carried as a general luck bringer, and the seeds make excellent pendulums. So that's why for me, I put the star anise on the four corners of my front door. I was like, yeah, all of the goodness. We're bringing it all in. Let me see what y'all are saying here. Let me read this first question. When you ask or tell spirit what you want, do you always be in meditation or prayer, or you sometimes just randomly ask your request to get answered? Oh, I love that question. Listen, I'm always talking to spirit. Always. In the shower, in the car, while washing dishes, cooking. I'm always having that conversation. That conversation is never not happening. But also, you also want to understand that prayer is thought. Your spirit team, your ancestors, God is listening to your thoughts. So you want to be very particular and intentional about the thoughts that you're keeping, because they're all prayers. Now, the way that you amplify that prayer is through emotion. So when you are thinking a positive thought and you generate emotions of joy, excitement, and love, boom, that is what it shall be. That's the prayer that you're sending out. But on the same coin, if you're thinking a thought that is low vibrational and you're having shame, guilt, and uh, uh, all of these negative emotions, that too is a prayer. So the real name of the game is, how can you make sure that your mind stays aligned with the desires of your heart? And then the other step is, what are some practices, some rituals, some work that you can do in order for you to amplify the prayers, the meditations, and the things that you're speaking and praying for? I guess I closed the right oil today with the clove today. Yeah. Glad I listened to my higher self. Exactly. That's alignment. Absolutely. Spray on radiators too. I love that spray everywhere. I drank a vervain root a few months before I met my partner. And yesterday we realized he needs this herbs for his sciatica. Wow. Exactly. So Spirit has always given us all the things that we need, all the things that we desire in order for us to push forward. We just have to be open to the transmissions, open to the insight, open to the divine clarity, and act on it. Use the oils, use the herbs, and expect for something to happen. Expect for there to be a shift. Now, your real power is going to come from your ability to perceive it. And I'm not going to go too deep in that. I'm not going to go too deep into that because that's a whole conversation within itself. But you have to be able to perceive spirit. You have to be able to see spirit. The next conversation I think we're going to have is going to be on the clairs, on the psychic abilities, because I feel like we need to know our psychic abilities if we want to be able to transform and transcend. You have to know how spirit is communicating to you. And so that's probably going to be our next conversation. We're also going to get into the Scorpio new moon. We're going to do some readings with that. But y'all know where I'm at. Listen, you know where I'm at. I'm so excited about this season. If you need support during this season, you know how to reach me. You can get a 1-card reading, a consultation, whatever your heart's desire. Just know that in this fall season, your spirit team is giving you the codes to release. Your spirit team is giving you the codes to call in your new blessings. But the only way you can call in your new blessings is if you're willing to surrender and let go what is no longer serving you. All right? Peace and love, fam. We'll be talking soon.